Well, it looks like Europe's beating us to the punch of being able to invest in small businesses online. Yeah, they're doing it already. Yeah, we're not going to be ready to really get into it in probably another half a year or a whole year. But here's a guy who started a company in Finland that really you could invest in his companies now. Like there's a neat company has invented some new technology to help old guys like me keep running. Yeah, it's for casual runners to keep running for the rest of their life. So new ideas like that, be able to get in on the ground floor of those kind of opportunities, and you'll be able to do that in crowdfunding, not have to go to some, fat cat brokerage company and things like that. And what he has on his website, really, these websites are really just, very little paperwork. Man, it's not a huge prospectus, like the Securities and Exchange Commission has here and drowned you in paperwork and lawyers and all that kind of stuff, really stop the transactions versus encouraging them. I mean, he's talking about how just in Northern Europe alone, there's like 1.5 billion dollars, or actually, I'm sorry, $100 billion sitting in bank accounts not being invested at all. So if we get that extra money, invest in ideas, entrepreneurs, ideas that create jobs and things like that, this is what spurs the economy. We're trying to do that, but we're behind the 8 ball and get this thing done. So Lassie is his name. He's got investor.com. Learn that system, because you can invest if you want, but that's coming here too. You're going to get it here too. But he has all set up for Northern Europe, and this is a country that only has 5 million people. Man, that's like half of New York or something. That's nothing. And they're doing this already. So watch this. Well, Lassie Michaela, you have a great site. If I pronounce it right in your language, investor.com, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
But it's great. Look, you're getting on that wave of everybody's going to do all their investing on the internet, right? Now we could do it from America. We could invest in companies in Sweden and Denmark and Estonia and Finland, and you're going to make it happen for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, how does this work? I mean, as an investor in America, I just go on the site and shop for companies like in Walmart.
Well, basically that's it. Yeah, you go to our site and you look what are the companies available there, who's raising funding, and then if you decide to invest, then you do the investment online, completely online.
Now, how complicated is that thing? I mean, I go down to a broker's office, I get a stack of papers and all this kind of stuff, and
yeah, well, I think the issue is the legal different countries, and in Finland, where we are based, it works quite well. So you don't need to see the legal paperwork.
Oh, really?
You just accept the terms and conditions on the site.
And
it's the investment.
Wow.
But currently our service works for a Finnish, Swedish, Danish, and Estonian companies, as you said before. Who can invest? I'm not a lawyer, as I said.
Right, and I don't play one on TV, right?
But it's sort of basically we can accept investments from different countries around the world.
Wow.
Of course the legal local jurisdiction and the requirements has to be met.
I see. So for whatever it is in your country, then you have to meet those. And as far as you're concerned, anything goes. But you have to meet. Yeah.
Actually, we are profiling ourselves really the most professional on this field in Europe. And being the first one here, and we're very happy to
Really? So you're the first online crowd, is it called crowd investing or just crowdfunding, or?
I can specify. So we are the first sort of an open equity-based crowdfunding platform.
I see.
In Northern Europe. I know there are in UK and Netherlands there have been some players before us. Otherwise, we're happy to be quite in the forefront of the progress.
So does this really open it up for more people to get involved, you feel, or is it just the same people making it easier for them to get involved?
Well, I definitely think that this is opening up the market a lot. I'm not talking from the Finland's perspective, but I know that when we are a small country, we have 5 million people. But still, we have about 100 billion euros
wow.
just lying on the bank accounts of people. And if you can sort of like take 0.1%,
I see,
and put it forward, and it's going to be a massive market locally here. And I'm sure that's the same thing in most of the other countries as well.
So you say you have 100 billion in deposits that are sitting there not doing anything.
Exactly.
And so that a service like this is a way for people to take that, conveniently shop for smart investments to make some of that capital work better for them, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And our target investors, they are really the people who have done investments into shares or mutual funds. So we have some understanding of the investments.
Yes.
That's the area. Of course, we are now seeing more and more local business angels coming in as well, and sort of doing this investment through our service. And we are very happy on that.
Well, I would think too in the States soon, next year when the Jobs Act, and make it easier for people in the state with less income to be involved in investing in growth companies, like they can through you. I mean, it seems like before you have to know somebody at the brokerage house to get involved in these things.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. That's a big change. There's also legal change happening in the European community here last summer, which allowed this capital raising possibility up to 1.5 million euros per country without the prospectus or the sort of selling memorandum.
Oh, really? So last summer, the rules changed in the European community where you could raise up to 1.5 million euros without having a prospectus and all that. You cut out the lawyers, didn't you?
Well, I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah, so you don't care.
We have lawyers in our team. So
yes. But I mean, all the people who generated all those prospectuses and the legal jargon, so it made it easier for new ventures to start up and be successful. And I see, guys, you had some interesting companies. I mean, I was telling you earlier about that one who has this new idea for old people to keep running, right? I'm a runner and I'm 70 years old and I love running. I didn't think I could last this long, and I'm still going and look forward to it. So I'm going to look at that company.
Yeah, it was interesting. You just put a clip on your shoes and then a clip on your belt, do the running, and then you go to your computer and look online.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow! Well, that's terrific. And is that a company from Finland or where?
Yeah, it is from Finland. Yeah.
Well, I mean, those Northern European companies. I mean, an incredible amount of ideas that America has been living off for a long time now.
Well, yeah, because I think it's because during the half a year we don't really see the sun here.
I see. So you're sitting indoors more, creating ideas. Huh? Well, we need them. So what are some of your other favorite little companies that are on your site?
Well, there's an interesting company sort of working on it's a brewery restaurant, local brewery.
A brewery restaurant. Ah.
So you can become an owner of a brewery. So
oh, really? Well, that's fun. So I walk in, not only have a beer, but I'm an owner.
Well, that happens all the time as well.
Right.
It's funny to see the people when they come to the restaurant, they come with their friends then.
I see. And they're a big shot because they're an owner. Well, that's wonderful. Well, Lassie, I think it's a great site. I think we need more things like this, all over the world. And whether you're in Finland or the United States, it doesn't matter. It's a flat world. And money goes to the best ideas, and that's what you're doing. And thank you for doing this. And I know it's going to be even explode next year when we could be more involved, in this country, than they all. How'd you guys get ahead of us in this? That's what I don't understand.
You can say it's the legal system, right?
Right. You mean we got more lawyers? Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Sorry.
An additional thing still is the interesting sort of detail is that there's actually two local wealth management companies who have invested into Investor as well. So we are trying to sort of bridge this gap between traditional investments and then this
wealth management. So you're also a money manager for, you know, your assets, personal assets.
Well, not us, but our sort of owners of the two owners of investor who are in the traditional wealth management business.
I see.
The private banking business.
Mm-hmm.
So what we are hoping to establish is to bring sort of build this bridge between
I see.
traditional investments and growth companies.
So so they would be for the growth companies or for the investors to also use?
Well, basically, it means that we will be seeing in the customer happenings and customer communication of the wealth management companies, and we will be telling them that, well, any respectable investor, in your portfolio, you should have at least 5 to 10%.
Ah.
In the non-listed shares.
I see. So in the wealth management partners will be a vehicle for funds for your crowdsourcing, you mean?
Yeah, that's what we are building.
That's partnerships that really mean something, right? Not just a pretty face, but somebody who can bring you customers, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. But I see your background. You went to school in England and studied financial management, you know, most of your life, it looks like.
Yeah, exactly. I started my work as an investment banker at Merrill Lynch in London.
Uh-huh.
And from there, I was about 4 years in London, and then 4 years in Helsinki. And after that, I've been working for industry in finance and acquisition side of the business.
Ah. So you know both ends, giving money and getting money, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's also one of the reasons why I'm so excited about this possibility, is that you can actually bring these sort of ideas from a bigger sort of companies and bigger financial world to smaller companies, and make it really help.
Well, I think that's the big guys you don't have to worry about. It's the medium and small people that really create, you know, our future. You know, the big guys are really, created the past. That's how they got big. Now we got to create the future, and that's what you're doing with Investor.com. creating our future for the rest of the world. Well, thank you so much, Lassie, and good luck to you, and we'll be investing in you from the Americas, okay?
Excellent. Thanks very much.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
See, so you can go to Northern Europe and invest in pubs or a brewery or anything right from your PC. Yeah, and that's what's neat about the world. It's become flat. There are opportunities all over. It doesn't have to be in your neighborhood. It can be in your neighborhood, or it can be halfway across the world. You know, it's a neat life we're living in, and the more you learn about it, the more you can take advantage of it.